Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of Welcome to Lancer. In today's episode, Scheherazade, from Grimm Sons, by Delilah. Scheherazade is the name of a female storyteller in a collection of Middle Eastern tales called 1001 Nights. The story begins with King Shahryar, who marry a new woman every day, and then execute them after the night because his first wife cheated on him and he doesn't want women to be unfaithful on him ever again. By the time he killed 1001 women in this manner, Scheherazade entered the scene and volunteered to spend one night with the king. Once in the king's chamber, Scheherazade requested one last farewell to her sister, DINAZADE, who wanted Scheherazade to tell her one last story. The story was so captivating, the king spared Scheherazade so she could tell him story for another day. This continued for 1001 nights, and while Scheherazade has finally ran out of story to tell, the king has fallen in love with her, thus sparing her life and marrying her. And thus the tale ends, and it's a tale. That's the best way I could put it. Like the character in the story, Scheherazade seeks to tell a perfect story to others, that none shall bend even when it finished on their doom. But first, let's talk about core bonuses from Grimm Sons after you unlocked Scheherazade. Grimm Sons is a company that primarily focused on heavy industry and civil engineering, doing a damn good job at it. But no matter what they do, their mechs are always kinda quirky and unstable at times. Which is why majority of their core bonuses is to make your mech last a little longer on the battlefield, just to make sure you and your mech remain in one piece. Koschei-Class Secondary Mobility Modification is an extra set of limbs that makes you immune to being slowed, climb at full speed, and prevent attackers from gaining +1 accuracy to attack you when you are prone. Good if you don't want to slow down at all. Lilliputian Modifications reduces the size of your mech by 1 down to a minimal of half. A half-sized mech that take this modification can fit through most door easily, and Overwatch attacks against you are made with +1 difficulty. If you want to be smaller, I guess this will do. Which is bargain. Overclocker allows you to spend 2 repairs when you're overcharge, including the heat cost, so you can do a barrage action instead. It is 1 heavy cost, but you get to do more damage. Balm of Gilead Nanoslurry tanks, when you spend repair to heal, or are healed by another player with repair, you gain 1d6 plus 2 temporary health points, which will always be lost first when taking damage, cannot be restored with stabilize action, and last until depletion or full repair. Good if you want to withstand more punishment. Angel's Gift Flash Printer, for once per mission, you can give a limited weapons or systems that is out of limited charges half of its uses back. However, until the next full repair, every time you use said limited weapons or systems, roll 1d6. If it's 1, no effect or firing will occur, but you spent the charge anyway. If you want your limited systems or weapons to last a little longer, this will do. With that done, let's look at Scheherazade itself. Looking at the stat, Scheherazade has low health but excellent evasion and e-defense. On top of that, it's quite fast on its feet while being tiny, but it has a poor heat cap. However, it has an excellent sensor range with a great tech attack bonus and save target. Onto its trait, Scheherazade has 3 of them. First, Silver Mirage causes the first attack to be made against Scheherazade further than 3 spaces every turn to have +1 difficulty. Second, Mirror Logic.
This has all happened before. It will all happen again. You are not yourself. You are a reflection. Mirrors reflect mirrors. We are all within the dream.
What the third is Hangar Queen. To repair destroyed system during rests, Scheherazade must spend 2 repairs instead of 1. Basically, Scheherazade is a difficult to hit mech, but any actual hit is going to hurt really badly. Onto its weapon mounts, Scheherazade has only 1, a flex mount with 8 base system points allowing for a good amount of customization. As for its core system, Scheherazade can use its Mirror Logic Basilisk to activate Endless Dream of the Mirror. After activating it with a full tech action, Scheherazade make a burst area equal to its sensor range. Every single enemy within this massive area will start to experience something, forcing them to pass a system save or get jammed until the start of their next turn to repeat the save again. This burst area lasts for only 3 rounds. This core bonus is not. It can basically shut down the entire enemy team for multiple rounds, allowing either you or your teammates free reign to change their ending. As for the rest of the license, you get Morgiana Revolver and Moon and Star Dance in the first section. Morgiana Revolver is an actual revolver. This might looks a bit different than usual, but it's simple. The Morgiana has 6 chambers, and could fire any number of them together before reloading. One could fire the Morgiana for 1 damage 6 times before reloading, or for 6 damage 1 times before reloading, or any combination in between. However, you must declare the number of chambers you will be firing before rolling to attack, and it's also inaccurate so you might miss more than usual. Moon and Star Dance is a quick tech system which let you pick 2 targets in your sensor range and make a tech attack against each of them to slide them 3 spaces in any direction. Slide is part of the new mechanic introduced with Scheherazade, which is just move without triggering reaction. Moon and Star Dance can also be done on allies who can just fail the tech attack automatically to let Scheherazade move them. In the second section, you get Den of Thieves magnetic chaff and displacement mirrors besides Scheherazade frame itself. Den of Thieves magnetic chaff
Pocket sand
is a deployable system that's basically that. After deploying the chaff, any enemy that moves in and out of the chaff must make a hull save or get impaired. And if they are impaired already, they will be immobilized. On top of that, enemy units treat the terrain within the area as difficult and dangerous, and the area lasts until the end of the scene. The chaff also has 0 effects on allies, so you can throw it wherever you want. Do note that it's limited, so use it wisely. Displacement Mirrors gives you a new reaction called Displacement. For once per turn, when an attack misses you, you can slide 3 spaces in any direction, even through enemy unit. However, you take 1 heat in the process. This reaction also cannot be used if the attacker consumed a lock-on to attack or you are being locked on. In the final section, you get Sandstorm Flechettes and DINAZADE-Class NHP. Sandstorm Flechettes.
Pocket sand
It really is the same thing. Just like the Den of Thieves magnetic chaff, Sandstorm Flechettes can be deployed to form an area that lasts until the end of the scene. However, this time the sand explodes. Anytime an enemy moves in and out of the area, they take 3 explosive damage automatically. If they decided to stay and start their turn in there, they take even more damage at 1d6 plus 3 explosive damage. Again, 0 effect on your allies, so you could throw them anywhere, but it's also limited, so don't throw them everywhere. Finally, DINAZADE-Class NHP. DINAZADE-Class NHP is a NHP made to bend a story to your will. You now gain a full tech action called Kingslaying Story. To use it, pick 1 standard or 2 grunt enemies within your sensor range. Both you and the game master roll 1d20. If you roll higher, you can turn those enemies into your allies for 3 rounds, and the action can't be used ever again in this scene. If the GM roll higher, this action fails and you can't use this action again in this scene. If both of you ties, the action fails, but you can use it again. This is kinda complicated and frankly I couldn't tell how useful it could be as it depends on a lot of factors. But do note that it costs 4 heats just to use this full tech action, so watch your heat. As a conclusion, Scheherazade is a powerful, tiny, slippery mech that can bend the battlefield to its tail very easily. It doesn't matter how hard its enemies tried, as soon as Scheherazade is on the field, their defeat has already repeated countless times. And if they might succeed in this cycle, just spin the story to your way.